Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where as we get to do every probably couple of weeks on the channel, we have a brand new puzzle today called Square Threads by Ard van de Wetering, the Dutch Grandmaster setter, and the man responsible for the puzzles in, well, many of our most popular videos ever. Ard's puzzles are simply incredible. They always have sort of elegant designs like this one. They normally have given digits, and Ard's been kind enough to give us 4 given digits today. They always have very simple rule sets, and yet they always are really beautiful things to solve. And a couple of the testers have had a look at this, and they say this is just classic Ard. And I thought it might be funny, or at least a little tiny bit interesting, to show you. I snipped just before I turn on the webcam. So I put in as a search criteria on the YouTube channel our videos that have had more than 4 million views. Okay, now you can see there's one puzzle kit here called the Sudoku with only 2 given digits, which is closing in on 5 million views, and the puzzle at the bottom there, a Sudoku with only 4 given digits, has nearly 10 million views, and those are both Ard van de Wetering puzzles. Isn't that incredible? So what's that? Nearly, well, it's well over, it's maybe 14.5 million views from 2 videos covering Ard's puzzles. It's amazing. What the other 2 were, is this Sudoku impossible? I can't remember who set that one actually. That might have been Christoph Seeliger. And the Miracle Sudoku, I do remember who set that. That was Mitchell Lee's incredible puzzle. I think that was the first puzzle on the channel that Mark suggested I open live on camera. And the result was, well, apparently it was mildly amusing. Anyway, so that is the caliber of constructor that we are dealing with today. And in fact, the last Ard puzzle we did on the channel was the 100th puzzle that we've had by Ard on Cracking the Cryptic. So this is the 101st puzzle. 101st puzzle, Square Threads. I'll read the rules in a moment or two's time. It looks very pretty, doesn't it? And you won't be surprised to hear that Maverick has just taken off. How long has that taken Maverick? 2.5 minutes to realise I was recording, and therefore to come and buzz past my window. We can't do anything about it. Maverick likes to be involved. Anyway, let's talk about other things. I have got quite a few birthdays to do today, but I will briefly mention, if you're a patron of the channel over on Patreon, screen's obviously moved around again today, then we have a brand new Sudoku hunt live at the moment. You can see there are 7 puzzles in all there, themed on the labours of Rostam, a great Persian hero. And this was the state of play as of yesterday, where 225 sort of intrepid patrons had made their way through all of the puzzles, and 1,200 patrons had done the first puzzle. Let's see where we are now. It's going up. It's definitely going up. 322 now have finished the whole thing, and at 1,356 have battled the lion. Really well done to all those of you who've managed to, well, who are solving any of it, but especially those of you who've managed to solve the whole thing. That is terrific. And if you haven't started yet, you've still got loads of time. The closing date is the 20th of the month. The prize is the chance to solve a Sudoku with me. And if that appeals, well, do get involved, and hopefully that will become a video that we can show on the channel too, which has been rather nice in recent months. Now, what else? Let me look at my list of birthdays. Oh, I'm late with a couple of these. I think only one of them was my fault though. We'll start with Catherine. Catherine, you turned 30 today, and I know this because your husband Cameron wrote to us. And said that you work at a restaurant in Washington, D.C., a city I have only been to once, and I absolutely loved it. I found it fascinating. And you have a real passion for cuisine. And Catherine, well, I hope the cuisine today includes an extremely heavily iced chocolate cake, and that Cameron has sorted that out, and that you have a brilliant birthday, of course, today. Now the next birthday is my fault. Well, it's my fault I'm late. This was a birthday for the 2nd of August. Ellen, you turned 88. And I know this because your son Bruce wrote to us, and Bruce wrote in plenty of time. It is entirely my fault. You're over there in Michigan. I understand you're still a very good solver of puzzles, and Sudoku especially. And Ellen, many happy returns. I'm so sorry I missed the day. 8 is my favourite number as well. So you've turned my favourite number twice. And I hope you had a great birthday with cake, of course. Next, I think I'm on time with this one. In Buffalo, New York, Trinity. Trinity, I think you've turned 24 today. And I know this because your girlfriend Hannah wrote to us and said you're an amazing singer and poet. And you enjoy the poetry I sometimes read. And you probably don't enjoy the singing I sometimes do. But the poetry I could understand. And Trinity, I hope you have a great birthday today. With chocolate cake, of course. Oh, now I'm late with this one, but in fairness to me, the email only came at lunchtime, well, after lunch yesterday, really, and I didn't get it in time to include it in yesterday's video. But Rose, I think it was your birthday yesterday. You turned 21, and your fiance Angel wrote to us. And I understand that you've just graduated in physics, which is not an easy degree. And she is very, very proud of you. So well done on the graduation. I hope you had a great birthday yesterday. I hope the cake was mighty fine. And happy 21st. And then finally, also over in the States, but I'm not sure exactly where, Macy, you've turned 25 today, I think. Your boyfriend Killian wrote in and said you'd appreciate a shout out. And you are intending to have Oreo cake, which, well, Oreos are sort of chocolatey, aren't they? Or Oreos are the ones with, are they the ones with white in the middle? They're sort of chocolate biscuits with white in the middle, or am I misremembering? If it's that, that's okay cake, but it's not quite as good as pure chocolate cake. But Macy, I hope the cake is good anyway, and many happy returns. And then with all that said and done, let's have a look at square threads, and I will read you the short rules of Ard's new puzzle. We have got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Every 2-cell red or blue line can be read as a square number in one direction or the other, e.g. 25 or 52. So that's a very short red line. They're all, oh yes, okay, so they're all 2-cell lines. And what we have to do is populate the lines with sort of square numbers, but they don't have to be, so that was 49. I suppose it could be 94, couldn't it? And lots of other things besides. We're going to have to think about our square numbers. And there's only one more rule. It says the central grey cell is also a square number. So that's a square number, which I think gives it very few options, although actually there are still options. They are all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I think this has got to be a 4 or a 9, probably. It could have been a 1, but it can't be a 1 because of Sudoku, because Ard's been generous again. So, yeah, 4 squared is 16, which I most certainly can't include in one cell of a Sudoku. Okay. So I'm not really sure what to do now. It's a fantastically symmetrical grid, isn't it? I mean, the actual shapes of the lines, that this yields a unique solution, even with 4 given digits, is really, it's a testament to Ard's skill. It really is. I'm actually not at all sure how to try this. My only thought initially is to sort of list the square numbers and try and see if any of them are restricted. So let's use column 9 to do that. I'm trying not to sneeze now. Hay fever and pollen are attacking me. No. Okay, 16, 25, 36, 49, whoops, 64. That is not, because it puts them in normal order, doesn't it? So let's do 64 as a hybrid. 81, we're going to have to do that as a hybrid as well. And then 100, which is too large to put on a 2-digit number. So we have got, there's only 6 square numbers that we're dealing with. Now, there is no 7 in any of those. There's only 1, 2. There's actually only 1, 5 as well. Ah, so that might be where we're meant to start. Let's just think this through, though. So there's no 7s at all. There are 2 1s, 1 2. How many 3s are there? There's only 1 3. 2 4s, 1 5. There's a plethora of... There are 3 6s. This is a weird pattern. 3 6s. No 7s. 1 8. And 1 9. Right. So the only numbers that can be party to 2 different squares at least are 6, which has multiple options, 4, which has 2, and 1. So 1, 4, and 6 are the least constrained numbers. 7 is the most constrained because it just can't appear on any of these lines. And every other number can only appear with 1 partner. So the quite restricted numbers are 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. I'm almost wondering if it's a better way to do this then might be to keep track of the... So sort of 7 is the most restricted. Then there's loads of numbers that are quite restricted, which I think are those. There's 2 numbers that are moderately restricted, and there's 1 number that's basically unrestricted. Now, have I got 9 numbers there? Yes. And is it all the numbers? Yes. Okay, so let's get rid of our square memoir there, and let's think about this as the actual restriction. So 7 cannot go on any line. So we can put 7 into one of 2 places in box 1, one of 2 places in box 3, 3 places. Oh, I'm going to start to overwrite my aid memoir at the bottom, but needs must. Okay, and 5 we learnt only has 1 partner, which was 2 in the 25 sequence. So both of those have to be 2. It's the only way to construct a square on that blue segment and that red segment. So 2 is down in one of 3 places at the bottom of column 1. And 2, so not only is 5 restricted, we learnt, but 2 is restricted. It only goes with 5. So we can put 5 in there, 5 in one of those. 5 couldn't go here, because if this was 5, that would be 2, which won't work. In fact, no, that can't be 5 either, can it? Because if that's 5, we're fine to put a 2 here, and we would have to, but then we'd have to put another 5 there, because basically, okay. I have just realised something. I mean, what I've said is absolutely true, and that's going to result in the 5 in the corner. But actually, oh no, what I was going to say is wrong as well. I was going to say you can never have 2 or 5. Well, it's true to say you can never have 2 and 5 on the sort of outer string, or the most outer circle, because you'll end up with a repeated digit. The moment you put a 2 or a 5, we've just learnt it, if you put a 2 or a 5 here, by the time you get to there, you'll have a repeated digit. And I was going to say, so maybe you can't put 3, 8 or 9 on here either, but that's not true. Because 8, for example, if you put an 8 there, that would be a 1, and 1 has a second partner, which is 6. And then 6 has a multitude of partners. So 2 and 5 are like a special case. Because they have only one partner, and that partner is another digit that only has one partner, which isn't the case for 3, 8, and 9. Okay. Okay, so can I do anything else with 5 then? I've just learnt 5 can't go on the outer circle, so 5 is in one of 4 places. And if I was to put 5 on the sort of inner circle, I would get a 2 here and a 2 here. Yeah, that doesn't work, does it? Because if I do put 5 in either of these positions, no, it doesn't work here, because this would be double 2, and that would put a 2 on the outer circle in box 3, which can't be the case. But if that's a 5, that's really annoying. If that's a 5, you could put a 2 there, and you wouldn't necessarily have to put a 2 on the outer circle in box 7, because the 2 could hide in the corner. So, okay, so I can't do that. Oh dear. Okay, so what am I meant to do? I'm probably meant to... Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Alright, here's a different way of thinking about it then. Because what I was trying to do before was to argue something generic about the outer circle. And I was failing to do that. But what I can do is say that the sort of inner knuckle of the outer circle, so the blue line of the outer circle, that definitely cannot have any of 2, 3, 5, 8, 9 on it, can it? Because if for example we made this 3, we know 3 is only party to 1 square, which is 36, so I'd have to put 6 there and 6 there, and I would definitely have a repeat. So the blue squares on the outer circle, see, this is where it's going to get tricky. I'm going to lose this one. I think I'm going to remember it. I think I've sort of internalized this now. So I'm now claiming that the inner knuckle, the inner blue 2-cell square, is only from the digits 1, 4 and 6, because they are the only digits of all the squares that have 2 partners at least. 6 has 3 partners. So it looks like this 1 is doing some work, doesn't it? Well, this can't be 2 either, apparently. Well, that can't be 2, because that would need to be a 5. Yeah. Oh, so 2 does go in the corner of box 7. Which very much means, unfortunately, that could be a 5 in box 9. Right. So I've now got a 4, 6 pair in column 1. I'm probably meant to pencil mark those 2, but let me just think about this for a moment. Is there anything else obvious here? I don't know. I'm not seeing very much. So let's think about these 2 digits then, which have to be friendly with 4 or 6. So if this was 4, what does that mean? 4 has 2 possible partners. 6 has 3. So 4 will be more restricted. So 4 has to be friends with 9 and 6. This is interesting. Because 49 is 1 and 64 is the other way that 4 is party to a square. So if this was 4, because this can't be 9, that must be 9. Now what if this was 6 though? 6 has 3 partners. Well, it does. It does, that's true. But those partners for 6 are 1 with a 16, 4 with a 64, and 3 with a 36. And this digit, if that's a 6, this can't be 1 or 4. Because if that's a 6, this is a 4 and this is a 1, so that's a 3. And that logic is symmetrical in the sense that this has the same restriction depending on whether this is 4 or 6. So there's actually a 3-9 pair in column 1. And that's going to be useful because... oh, it might not be useful, I'm afraid. I don't know. So what digits do we need? 5, 7, 8. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. In column 1, therefore, we haven't placed 5, 7, or 8. And there's 5 and 7 looking at this cell. So this has got to be 8. And this is a 5, 7 pair. Now, 8 only had one partner, didn't it? Which was 81. So, but 1 had 2 partners, which was 81 and 16. So if I did make this a 1, I couldn't fulfill that red square. Because if I make this a 1, this has to be a 6 for 16. So this has to be 81, and that would need to be an 8, which it can't be. So this is 4, 6 now. And I don't know if that's useful or not. It's not the same down here, because this being 1, 4, or 6 does allow this to be 8. Okay, what are the options for row 1, column 3? It's going to be 3 or 9 again. But it's going to be... I was going to say 1 as well. Because if this is 6, that's 4. So we can't have 64. We could have 16. And we could have 36. Yeah, okay. It's not... I don't think it's very easy, this. Hang on. Well... okay, where's 2 in row 1 now? I definitely know this can't be a 2, because that 2 we know goes with 5. So 2 is in that domino, I'm going to claim. Which means 2 is... well, no, it's lovely. So where's 2 in box 3? The answer is definitely not there, because this would be a 5. Definitely not there, because this would be a 5. So definitely there, which seems to place 7. Which places 7 over here. So this digit is 1, 3, or 9, I'm going to claim, just by Sudoku in box 1. Odd, how could you make me do Sudoku in your Sudoku puzzles? That is an outrage. That is not a 7. Wait a moment, that is a 7. That doesn't work though. Well, it does work, but it just didn't resolve anything. So how many 7s have I got? I've only got 4. I felt like I had more than that. Okay. And I got a 2 for my troubles, didn't I? So 2 we know is difficult to put on lines. So where is 2? Yeah, where's 2? In box 9. It's only got 2 possible positions, one of which is on the line. But we know this is a possibility because it could go 2, 5, 2. So 2 is in this domino in box 6. And now, I fear we're going to have to think harder, probably much harder. Where do we think? Okay, that digit can't be 8. So this that's it. Yeah, there we go. This digit can't be 1. It's the same point again. If this is 1, 1 only partners up with 6 for a 16 and 8 for an 81. And that would have to be the 8, and it couldn't be because this can't be the 8, so this can't be the 1. And now I've got a 4-6 pair here again, which presumably means this is 1, 3 or 9 as well. That seems to be the common thread, doesn't it? Yeah, and these would have been 1, 3 or 9 but for the given 1. So all we've got to do now is work out what this means. And how we work it out, I really am not sure. Where is the weak point here? Can that be 1? If that's 1, that's got to be 8, which might be okay. Golly, I don't know. That digit, that could be an 8 as well. Oh, what about 5 in box 7? It can't be here, and it can't be there, so that's 5. I'm just going to double check that. If that's 5, that has to be 2. We've learnt that already, and that's not going to work. Now this isn't 5. So 5 is in one of 2 places in box 8 by Sudoku. This is so going to be 2, 5, 2, isn't it? That does seem quite likely to me. So I get 2, 5, 7 here. And I wish I knew what to do now. So what were the other digits that could only have 1 partner? They were things like 3s. I'm thinking about this box. It was 3s, 8s and 9s, wasn't it? I don't think I've got any 9s in the puzzle. I've got 1 8 and 0 3s, although I do know one of those is definitely a 3. And therefore I know one of these is a 6. I don't know. 8 in column 2? No, could this be 8? If that 8 only has... No, that can't be 8, because 8 only has 1 partner, and that is 1. And that would put a 1 here. So 8 is in this domino in column 2. And if it was here, that would be a 1. But okay, but now 8 is on a line down here, and if this was 8, I'd get double 1 into those positions. Oh, okay, I tell you what I'll do with that. One of these is an 8. I don't know which one, but that means one of those is a 1. Because 8 only partners with 1, and that means that is not a 1. And that's rather lovely, because now that means I've got a 3-9 pair in box 1, and that is a 1. And now this isn't a 1, and 1... Oh, no, 1... Well, 1 doesn't go with 4. 1 goes with 8 or 6, so that's got to be a 6 now. So this is a 4, this is a 4, this is a 6. 4 we know only goes with 9, as if once it's gone with 6. So this is a 3. We've actually got somewhere at last. Art is an incredible person. I have to say that. This is... To notice that there is this weird restriction around 2-digit squares that can be made into a sort of circular puzzle. It's a unique mind that would have that thought. Okay, now this is 4. 34 and 43 are not squares, so I'm going to claim that's a 9. This digit is now not 4. 41 and 14 are no good, so that's a 6. So this is 1 or 3 in order to make either 36 or 16. This is not a 6. And, yeah, okay, here we go. 8 in this box is on the line, and I've learnt from what we were just doing over here that 8 only partners up with 1. So whichever one of these is an 8, it must be partnering up with a 1. So that's 1 8. This is 3. And those two digits are a 2 and a 3. These two digits are from 1, 8 and 9. Oh, well, that can't be a 9. 9 only partners up with 4. We've learnt that. So this is 9. Now the middle digit is a 4. That's taken a long time to get that. One of these is a 4. If that was a 4, 4 has 2 partners, doesn't it? 49 and some other number I can't think of now. What's wrong with my brain? 64. Oh, 64 won't work. Yeah, okay, 64 and 49 don't work, so that's not red. If that's 4, this would be 9 or 6, which would have to be a 6. But it could be a 6 according to the row. Now, if this was 1, this would be 6 or 8. So this is 6 or 8, or if this is 8, this is 1, isn't it? So this is 1, 6 or 8. This digit is not 4, that right down at the bottom. And we're probably going to have to think about this line a bit more carefully. But can I use this middle digit? This middle digit being a 4 feels like it might matter. 4 has only got 2 possible positions in box 2. Now if that was 4, this would either be 9 or 6, both of which are possible apparently. I've got 4s and 4s here, which means these squares are a 1-4 pair. I'd already pencil marked 1 into one of them, so now I know I've got 4 as well. Now I know what these digits are. These digits are 8 and 9 by Sudoku. So these digits are 3 and 6 by Sudoku. And the bottom of column 3 is 8 and 9 by Sudoku. There's a lot of Sudoku going on here. Now, what about this then? So if that was 9, that would be 4, and that would be 64. That's okay. If that's 8, that's 1. Oh, and that's 16. So either way round it works. Bobbins. Bobbins. Okay, but that digit is a solitary digit, isn't it? What I mean by that is 8s and 9s only have one partner. 8 has to go with 1, and 9 has to go with 4. So this digit is 1 or 4, and those digits are the same. And so that digit's the same as that digit, I think. There's a 1-4 pair in row. Yeah, those two digits are the same. I'm just going to label that actually. And these two digits are the same. Does that... I mean, it's not that uninteresting. That means none of those digits can be 1 or 4. Because they see different flavours of 1 and 4. And I know yellow is down here somewhere. So none of these digits can be 1 or 4. I'm not sure. Can I do... Maybe I've got to think about this digit though. What are the options for that cell? If this is 1, we know this will be 6, so this has to be 8, and it looks like it can be. And if this is 4, this would have to be 6, and this would have to be 9. So this is 8 or 9. Again, that looks possible, doesn't it? I might be missing something there, but I can't see why that's a problem. What about that one then? That's a 4. 4 we know goes with 2 things, 9 or 6. Oh, Bobbins McBobbins face. That doesn't work. Oh, what about this one then? That one has to be, if that's 3, 3 only goes with one number, which is 6. But 6 goes with everything, basically. 6 goes with 1, 3, and 4. And 3 is the only one of those that seems to be ruled out, which is very distressing. Ah, no. Oh, I see. Yeah, these digits are just 1, 4, 6, 8 by Sudoku, and that can't be 4. And that seems to have a lot of options, which presumably means this has a lot of options. I've got something simple. Right, look at the inner circle here. Now, this digit can, if we look at where 2 and 5 can go in box 9, I could put one of them here. But the other one is going to end up on this inner circle, isn't it? Just from our pencil marking. These cells have to contain the digits 2 and 5. And once one of 2 and 5 ends up on this inner circle, they all end up on it. Because 2 and 5 only partner up with each other. So this, sorry, this has been available for ages. This has to be 2, 5. It has to do that. It's the only way it can flow. And this digit is not neither 2 nor 5. So now this is 5 by Sudoku, this is 7. 7 is in one of 3 places. No, no. 5 is placed in box 5 actually. 7 is in one of 2 places. Let's double click 5s. That's a 5. Let's double click them again. Have we done them all now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we have. We've done all the 5s. And we might have a chance for more 7s. There's a 7 in one of these 2. 7 in one of these 2. Can't put 7 on a red line. 7 in one of those 2. This 2 is good. Yeah, here we go. We're still in the game. We are still in the game here. 2s. So 2 in one of those 2. 3s. Oh, 3s are very unpleasant. It's probably that digit. That's probably where we have to look. I am going to look at it. All right, let's think about it now. So if this is 1, that would... Hang on. How does that be 1? How can that be 1? How have we reduced this down? We knew this was 1... Yeah, we knew it was 1 or 6. If this is 1, I'm thinking this is 4, and no matter how hard I try, 14 and 41 are not squares. So doesn't that have to be 6? So this has to be 1 or 8. So that line is a line of 1s and 8s. And this digit is a friend of 6, which is either 1, 3 or 4. From what the work we've done already. I don't believe... How can that not do anything? Wow. Oh, that's very mean. No. What I was about to say isn't true, so I will refrain from saying it. Oh, maybe it's this row. We have got this 1, 4 pair, haven't we? So I need 3s, 8s and 9s into these positions. And this one can't be 9. What about this one? That can't be 8. It sees 8 from there. So right. That's rather weird. I'm definitely using that. Right. This is very. I probably don't need anything this complicated, but this is so pretty. I'm going to tell you about it. This square is not 9. Because it would force 9 to join to 2 different colours. So remember right at the start when we listed all the numbers, and we said that 9 only partners up with 4. So if you put 9 on a line, you have to partner it with 4. It has no other ability to partner other digits. But if that's a 9, that's a 3, isn't it? That's an 8, and that's a 9. So I'd have 9s in those 2 positions, and I can't have 9s in those 2 positions because 9 is joining yellow and it's joining green, and I know that isn't possible. So you can't do that. That's got to be 8, I think. Which actually, well, 8 only has one partner, which is 1. So that is at least going to give me my green. It's going to sort out my greens and my yellows. And 4 has 2 partners. 6, but nothing seems to be able to be 6 here. So these both have to be 9. So that's 3, and that's 8 now. And this is a 4 by Sudoku, and that's fine because 64 is a valid total, isn't it? And what about those digits then? 7 and 9, and that's 8. And there's a 9 up here, look. That's great. So we get 9 there, 7 there, 7 there, 7 there. We've done lots of 7-age now. That's a 7, that's a 2. So that's a 2. Suddenly we're doing a bit better. And this column has not had a 9, which I can put in. So this is 8. This row needs 3 and 6, which seems to be open to interpretation. What about the bottom row? I definitely can do that. That's got to be a 3. So that's got to be a 3 by Sudoku in the middle column. And these digits are 1, 6, 9, I think. 1, 6, 9, and this isn't 9. So this digit and this digit maybe as well, or these two perhaps might be where we're meant to look, or just there. Where's 4 in this column? It's only got one place it can go. So 1, 3, 6, 8 into these cells. Let's put in all the options and see what we can get rid of. Which incredibly is almost nothing. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so these are 1, 6, 8. This is 1, 6, 8. What's going on? The middle box has not had 1, 6, 8, 9, I want to say. So let's put everything in. 1, 6, 8, 9. Oh, where's 4 in column 6? We can write that in, and that might be good, because now 4... Oh no, 4 has 2 partners. But this can't be 9. So one of its partners is invalidated. It's going to have to be 64. So that's a 3, that's a 6, that's a 3. 3 only has one partner, which is 6. So that's a 1, that's a 6, that's a 9. 49 is a square, so that's rather pretty. 1 has 2 partners. Oh. But hang on. Well, we can't put 1 in this box here because 11 is not square. So that's 1. This is all unwinding, isn't it? I think it is unwinding. This is an 8. That's 1, 8 sees that digit, so that's got to be a 6. In this column we've not had a 9, so I better put 1 in. In this row we've not had an 8, so I'm going to put one of those in, and then if I haven't made a boo-boo, that's a 1. That is a wonderful puzzle. That is classic art. It is deeply mysterious that this pattern exists in nature to me. Is it correct? Yes. One solver. Well, that's me. There we go. So the testers have done a great job of putting that into the software for me. And that is weird. It's really lovely, actually. And you have to go through a bit of a process, or I do at least. I'm not familiar with the number of recurring digits there are in the 2-digit squares. But once you go through the exercise and you realise that there are some digits that are much more restricted than others, it's fascinating that unwinds. It really is beautiful. It's another classic from Ard van de Wetering. Hopefully this will swan its way up past 4 million views. We shall see. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.